Welcome to part 40 of the Digital DJ Tips Learn to DJ free email course. This video accompanies part 40, so if you're not signed up and receiving all the other materials by email, then please do so now. It's at digitaldjtips.com/join and it's completely free. You receive a module every single week as soon as you sign up. We're talking about how to become a DJ producer today. Today we're going to look generally at why you might want to, what you'll use to do it and what we're aiming at. Next week we're going to look at making mashups and using acapellas, and the week after that we're going to look at remixes and re-edits. So this week I'd just like to step back and talk about why you might want to do this. Now, producing is something that stands you out from the crowd. If you can get a name for yourself as someone who can remix, re-edit, produce music, you will suddenly find doors opening, and more excitingly than just in your own town, elsewhere, doors opening for you. The ability to go and DJ in other places, people knowing who you are before you tell them, it makes the whole DJ thing a lot easier to do, and it opens up more possibilities for you that just aren't there if you're only a DJ. And that's really the main reason of doing it. You don't have to be an amazing producer, but you have to get stuff out there. It has to sound like you. Now, it's quite easy as you become a DJ and as you develop a DJ sound and a DJ style and you start to learn what you like and what you don't like, to then take that across, start to do stuff with either other people's material or even in the end your own material. So it is a natural progression, but be warned that it's different to DJing. It hasn't got the immediacy of DJing. You're not playing to a crowd who are giving you immediate feedback. You're not picking a tune for now. You're sat on your own in a room spending a long time doing what might seem like very small things compared to the big swipes of DJing where you slap a new record on and you completely change the sound and then you drop a massive bass line. And you know, DJ's got this kind of broad brushstroke immediate appeal to it that's just completely not what production is. So you do need to get your head around the fact that there's a different set of skills involved, both to do justice to production and to respect producers, and also it's the other way around. Producers can't just become DJs. You should respect your own skills as a DJ. DJing has its own separate set of skills, like I just described, and some producers can't DJ, and likewise the other way around. So you need to respect that difference. Having said that, as I started this video by saying, a lot, if not all, of the breakthrough DJs nowadays are producers as well. You need both skills. So, what are you going to use to make your productions, and what are those productions going to be? Well, as you've probably guessed by the fact that this 3-video series is going to look at mashups, re-edits and remixes, they're where you're probably going to want to start making that kind of stuff. The software you're going to use for that can be as simple as just Traktor. Because Traktor now has its remix decks, it's possible to do some pretty good stuff just on Traktor. Traktor's kind of like Ableton Live Lite. What's Ableton Live? Ableton Live is kind of the DJ producer's dream program, if you like, in that it's the one program you can use to make music on and perform music on. It kind of breaks down the barriers. So instead of using one program in the studio and then using another one when you DJ, Ableton Live allows you to use both skills in one piece of software. So that means that you can make your music, you can have what are called the stems, which are the parts of the music, the drums, the bass, the strings, the vocals and so on. You can have the stems and you can trigger them almost like how a DJ would trigger parts, and you can group them together and you can remix live if you like. As you can probably tell, it's not the same as DJing on a DJ controller or on CDs where you just have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 to the other, 1 to the other. You know, there's a lot of differences, but it is one system which a lot of people are using in order to kind of bridge the gap between DJing and production. And I use the word bridge there. Serato has a program called The Bridge which lets you literally play Ableton productions on your Serato decks. So there's more blurring going on there. As I started off by saying, Traktor are doing much the same thing now as well. So there's one route. If you want to go down the route of being a producer and just sitting there and producing a piece of music, finishing it, keeping that separate from your DJing, the piece of software I'm going to mention is FL Studio, which used to be called Fruity Loops, and the reason I'm mentioning it is so many people who've got a successful set of productions behind them happily tell you that not only did they start on Fruity Loops, but they actually made some of those productions on it. It's a really powerful piece of software that's also very simple to start using. So I recommend you go and have a look. There's a good demo of Fruity Loops on their website. Go and have a look at that. So we've looked at the software, and we've looked at what you're likely to be making, and we've looked at why it's a good idea to start thinking about this stuff. I guess now I just want to talk very briefly about how to do it. You know, you're sat there now as a DJ, you've maybe got yourself a bar gig, or you're playing, warming up in your local club. You've never started production. How the hell are you going to start doing this? What's the route? Where's the marker that tells you you're doing the right thing and that all this effort isn't going to nothing? Well, I'll tell you how you shouldn't be thinking. You shouldn't be thinking, I'm going to spend the next year making one really, really great remix, and then I'm going to get it out there and I'm going to get signed. Someone's going to give me a contract. I'm going to get a load of money. It's going to get remixed by all the big DJs, and I'm going to be touring the world. That is not how it works. It couldn't be further from the truth as to how it works. Let me tell you how it works. You commit to doing this. You decide that you're going to make a tune a week for the next 2, 3, 5 years. Then you start doing it. You make a tune a week. You finish that tune. You put it on YouTube. How are you going to get it on YouTube if you haven't got a video? It doesn't matter. Grab a video camera, grab your iPhone, hang out your car window, film this going around, you know, film one speaker to the other speaker, walk around your local club with it over your head. Doesn't matter. Take as long to make the video as it takes to record 3.5 minutes worth of footage. Once you've done that, slap it on your tune and put it on YouTube. Wow, there you go. Your first tune is on YouTube. What are you going to do next? Use Facebook to promote your YouTube video. Use Facebook to get people interested. You hopefully are already doing this for your DJing. It's only a little step further. Now remember, you're remixing and re-editing. It's going to be difficult because in some countries they just won't show your video, but mostly on Facebook it doesn't matter if you're doing remixes, re-edits, mashups of other people's music. They'll just slap adverts on it and let it stay there. So do it. If you're in Germany, I apologise because you have draconian laws in Germany. It's going to be a little bit harder for you, although people will see your videos everywhere else in the world, most other places. But YouTube's quite good at monetizing other people's music, and other people are happy for you to make mashups of their music. Look at someone like Earworm. All he does is mashups, and he has got tens of millions of views, and he DJs all over the world. So don't be scared about putting your mashups out there. And don't be scared about standing up and saying, hey, I made that. Anyway, that was a slight aside. So now you've got your YouTube stuff going on once a week. Here's a new mashup I made. Here's another mashup I made. Here's another one I made. You're promoting it on Facebook, and maybe after a year, maybe after 2 years, maybe after 5 years, one of those, maybe it's one that you've made yourself with your own, completely on your own, or it's just a really nice remix of someone else's stuff. One of those blows up, it gets big, someone picks it up, someone starts DJing with it. Because what you can also do at this stage is take anything you've done that's original, because after that time we're hoping you're going to be making your own original stuff, and putting it on iTunes. So say after 5 years you've managed to put 5 tunes on iTunes to sell. The reason you got that far is because you were doing one a week, this is what I'm saying. But say you've got 5 tunes on there to sell, and one of them blows up. What everyone's going to do is go and look at everything else you've got. When people find someone who's cool and hip and who's doing stuff that's happening, the first thing they do is try and find all the other tracks. There's nothing like having a track by someone who no one else has got, or you think no one else has got. And you say, oh yeah, I've got all these early stuff as well. You know, people will go looking for your previous stuff. Now at that point, you're going to start selling these tunes, and B, your profile's going to build. But you can see that this is going to happen through your own efforts, through social media and through sticking at it. deadmau5 was a classic example. He was making tunes and sending them to Pete Tong all the time. I heard Pete Tong saying that he became aware of this deadmau5 character purely because it was utter persistence. There was always something new in his inbox from him. And in the end, he listened to it and played it, and deadmau5's career took off. But that was only through persistence, and it was only through promoting yourself, getting your tunes out there, and doing it again and again and again and again. So that's how you're going to do it. We've kind of jumped ahead there, but the whole point of this video was to give you that big overall picture. Next week, we're going to come right back down to basics, and we're going to look at how to make your very first mashup. By the way, just before I end this video, I just used the word mashup, and I'd like you to have a look at Mashup by Mixed In Key. It's a piece of software which will help you to make your first, here's an acapella, here's an instrumental track, let's slot them together, see what comes out the other end. It's a piece of software that will help you to do that. I think it's really good, and I think if you've never ever made mashups before, you don't understand what musical key is, you need some help, I think Mixed In Key Mashup is probably the best place to start. So I'm going to put a link to it here now. And if you want to follow next week's video and have a go at making a mashup yourself, go and have a look at that program and see if you think it's for you. It's not very expensive. A lot of people are getting really simple, fast results from it. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in our acapellas Your First Mashup video next week.